Lokmanya Gangadhar Tilak, born on 22nd July 1856. He died on 1st August 1920. Lokmanya Gangadhar Tilak said religion and practical life are not different. To take sannyas, renunciation is not to abandon life. The real spirit is to make the country, your family, work together instead of working only for your own. The step beyond is to serve humanity, and the next step is to serve God. Bal Gangadhar Tilak or Lokmanya Tilak, born as Keshav Gangadhar Tilak, was an Indian nationalist, teacher and an independence activist. Tilak was the first leader of the Indian independence movement. The British colonial authorities called him the father of the Indian unrest. Mahatma Gandhi called him the maker of modern India. Lokmanya Gangadhar Tilak said religion and practical life are not different. To take sannyas, renunciation is not to abandon life. The real spirit is to make the country, your family, work together instead of working only for your own. The step beyond is to serve humanity, and the next step is to serve God. Religion and practical life are not different. That is what Gangadhar Tilak was telling is religion and materialistic world is not different. The spiritual life and the materialistic life. The materialistic world is living in an unconscious state of greed. When you reach a stage of spirit, it becomes spirituality, that becomes more religious for you. Those religious people are more conscious on what they are doing. When they reach that conscious state, then work becomes more powerful. You start working, that the last drop of your talent has been removed, that no extra fat, only skeletal muscle will be there. In that, when you learn, no pain, no gain, when it hits the bone, that's the start of your work. You will never stop. And in that never stop, you roar like a 1,000-man warrior. One person can become so powerful like a 1,000 men. If one person can work like 1,000 men, where there is poverty, who can penetrate that of reaching the roar of a 1,000-man warrior? Makes us to stabilize one pyramid from one family. When there are several pyramids in one family, then the country can run very beautiful, because connecting pyramids to pyramids is very easy. Religion and practical life are not different. That love relationship between the religious people, the spirit, the people who has got the spirit, is called spirituality. That spirit, if you have the spirit, you have a passion for that particular job. And when you have the passion for the particular job, you start becoming conscious of what you're doing. That consciousness mastership. Then you are not disconnecting, you understand religion, that spirituality is religious, that religious becomes a connecting link to your family. To create a joint family system that you will not get controlled by any remote control. You know your strength, and on that strength you keep moving ahead. You will not turn back to look how far you have climbed. You only turn back to look. You will only look forward to climb, find out how much more you have to climb. That is the connecting link Tilak was trying to tell. Religion and practical life are not different. Do not separate it up. Most of the people, the moment they take sannyas, they become a religious leader, they become a political leader, they become chairman of the company. All these are the same. There is no connecting, there is no difference at all. They get disconnected from the reality of life. That is the time you have to be connected to the reality of the life in conscious state. Then you become more loving. Religion and practical life, that is spirituality and the materialistic world. Both is equally important. The materialistic world has become more like a slave mind. They do not know how to connect and roar like a 1,000-man warrior. By the time, but the spiritual people, the spirit people who have got spirit, become spirituality, become religious, they are more conscious. They and the materialistic world becomes yin and the yang, positive and negative becomes electricity. Only if that is happened, now we have disconnected. We are told the religious people, they are separately different. They are very close to God, and you are close to dog. No, dog, God, no, don't connect. No. Religious people, they say in Zen. When you start learning Zen, when you started learning become spiritual, when you started taking sannyas, mountains are mountains, rivers are rivers, valleys are valleys. The moment you become a leader, Mountains are no more mountains, rivers are no more rivers, valleys are no more valleys. When you reach the higher stage, again mountains are mountains, rivers are rivers, valleys are valleys. That's why they asked, what is Zen? They said, go back to your, when you're eating, eat food. When you're working, working. That is what I'm doing, yes. But in the materialistic world, you are working, but you're unconscious. When you're eating, you are unconscious. But when you become conscious, then you will eat with consciousness. You will work with consciousness. The yin and the yang, positive and negative creates, that is religion in practical. To take sannyas, renunciation is not to abandon life. Tilak was telling, to take sannyas is not to abandon life. Most of the people take sannyas and they abandon their life. They disconnect from the materialistic world. No, no, no. Then you cannot give a light. You yourself says, you don't go and tell. Ramana Maharshi said, ask who am I and you find a light inside. No, you will not find any light. Unless you connect back to your reality of from where you came. You have to go back to your family. Go back to the root and then strengthen it up. To take sannyas, renunciation, not to abandon life. Even the political leaders abandon their the hard labor with the world, with the people. When you go to the slum, first take the broom and clean up the whole slum, clean up the toilets, work with the people. Every day you do that. No, you will not even change your dress. Your white dress is so clean. You will not work. You must work. Rubbing shoulders with the people is your political life. That is getting disconnected. Chairman thinks I must come in Mercedes-Benz car, I must come in BMW, I must come in Rolls-Royce, black Cadillac, only then I become chairman. No, 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 no. Mountains are mountains, again, rivers are rivers when you become chairman. Valleys are again valleys. Come down in the cycle, work with the people, shoulder to shoulder, but work more harder. You get the power to work more harder. To roll like a 1,000-man warrior. Only that person can become a chair, managing director. That person can be a political leader. That person can become a sannyasi, a saint, a Swamiji, a church father, or a mullah in the masjid. The real spirit is to make the country your family. Your country is your family. For you to make the country your family, you have to first love your family. Sitting next to your wife and your children, to have deep, intimate relationship with them, and then you understand the love. Then you start understanding the land which you have. And when you understand the land, the earth, then you can call Mother Earth. Otherwise, it is bookish Mother Earth. When you understand Mother Earth, you have the pedicured and manicured land beautifully. Then you understand God has sent you what? Sunlight, and you take the solar, wind energy, and then you have the rainwater harvesting, drip it up. When you start knowing to drip it up, that is the start. Instead of working only for your own family together, family sits together, eats together, prays together, grows together, work together is what is the work together. Husband and wife work together. Husband and wife is not different. Husband is religion, or wife is practical life, or wife is religion, husband practical. Both should have the deep intimate relationship. Both are not discussed. Before the marriage, the girl and the boy is not being taught about sex or about love, nothing. Their thing is, new world is opening. The moment they marry, the girl is in pain and the husband started coming late from the office, they disconnect. They only have the child, but they have not understood each other. But the girl is given them, understand, go deeper into them, strip naked, touch into the sex organ, right into the sex organ and start talking and be together, take bath together. And that you understand a new world is opening. If you understand that one world, that one seed can make you into a big tree. From one subject you understand the whole world. You do not have to have so many subjects like the schools and colleges trying to confuse the children. Confusing is to make them a slave. They understood. If they understand one subject, the child becomes a master. You cannot make them a slave. Work together instead of working only for your own. The step beyond is to serve humanity. From there you understand to serve humanity means serve your joint family and then stabilizing the family tree. And that is next step very close to God, humanity. And the next step is to serve God. Serve God means you understand this is again, my wife is again God, my husband is God, my family is God. Not the other God. There's no other God. God do not want you to work for him. God has sent you to roar like a 1,000-man warrior. And all the sannyasis, saints, Swamiji are thinking, I'm working for God. No, no, no. God is you. When you find your own people, when you work for you, everybody is wanting to, everybody thinks that they have to, everybody is worried about others for their own good, but nobody is worried about himself for the good of others. they should have that connecting link. This is what Lokmanya Balaganga Tilak posted. Religion and practical, yin and the yang, positive and negative creates electricity. The joint family system is very, very important. Once you have that, there's no problem in the society. We have made to a certain extent, and then we got the freedom back. Now you have to go back. I'm not telling you shouldn't work in the factory and got disconnect. Go work in the factory, go to the spiritual place. But if you cannot make the family strong, if you cannot love your family, you cannot work with the family, you cannot make love, understand by sharing, then we are lost. We are a slave. Lokmanya Balaganga Tilak said, religion and practical life are not different. To take sannyas, renunciation is not to abandon life. The real spirit is to make the country your family, work together instead of working only for your own. The step beyond is to serve humanity, and the next step is to serve God. This is my 127th short discourse.